starting with a 4x12 canvas. Now these are from Michael's. They come in a 3-pack. Okay, so it's 3 4x12s in a little package together at Michael's Crafts, okay? It's the only place I've ever been able to find this size canvas, so look there. If you're looking for this size canvas, we're gonna do a fun, cute little tall, skinny pumpkin with a cranky old stem. So I started with black. I just literally painted with 2 coats of Anita's black. So we're gonna start from there. These are level 2. They have a purple label, not the green one. So you're gonna find these over where the sets are or the skinnier canvases. So 4x12 painted black. So there we go. So here is what we're starting with. This is a 4x12 canvas, comes in a set of 3. And oh girl, get in the closet. Comes in a set of 3 canvases and I've painted it with black. So what I'm gonna do to start is kind of sketch on what I wanna do. I kind of already made a sketch for my members, but I'm not gonna use the tracer. I'm not gonna use it as a tracer. I'm just gonna kind of ad lib, and then I may alter my thing when I'm done. So I just think it'll be easier and faster if I just sketch it out. So I really want my stem to be super gnarly, and I want it to be kind of a partial pumpkin. So we're gonna start about midway. I actually think I'm gonna go ahead and draw my stem first. I think it'll help me with where to start my pumpkin. So we're gonna do kind of like maybe that. So I'm gonna start with just something like this. So I'm just using an orange watercolor pencil to do that. So we're gonna make the other side of our gnarly stem there. And let's see, we're gonna go like that. And then we'll go like this. And I'm just kind of trying to figure out what's happening here. So my little pumpkin. This is like where the stem kind of grows down in around your little pumpkin. So we're gonna do that. And then that'll help us with I think that'll work. It's kind of crazy, but I don't know if you can see it, but I've just used the pencil to kind of sketch on our cute little pumpkin. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I have a couple of orange colors. These are really close to the same, so I'm gonna set this one aside. This is burnt orange, and I brought some heritage brick, and I don't have a plate. Where is my, uh-oh, give me one sec. I'll find something to squish my paint out on. I don't know where my palette is. I usually use styrofoam plates like crazy, so I'm just gonna use the top of this thing here. So anyway, again, we have burnt orange, which is gonna be our base color for our pumpkins. I'm just gonna squirt some out there on that pan lid, I know. Gotta do what you gotta do, right? Now I've got heritage brick, so we'll squirt just a tiny bit of that out. I don't know. Am I frozen to everyone or just Sandra? Oh, this is a terrible, icky bit of color. All right, need some more of that. Then I'm gonna use just a smidge of gilded oak. I'm just putting some oranges and stuff out on my plate. I don't know exactly what I'll use, but if you're in my membership, you will get all the deets. There we go. And of course, a little bit of white. Awesome, not frozen. Thank you, Elaine. Some whites. And we're gonna use some raw umber for our stem. And we'll use white for that too. So hopefully we have enough. If not, we'll just add some more. Let me rinse my brush. And I'm just using a 1/2 inch flat, and I'm gonna kind of fill in my, actually I'm gonna use something a little smaller. This is like a 1/4 inch because I got some small sections, but I'm gonna go ahead with the brightest of the oranges. Hey, Bonnie. I'm just gonna fill in my little pumpkin areas. I'm gonna leave a little bit of obviousness there in my section so I can come back and not have to fight it too much. So I love the black background. I actually saw a piece of art on Pinterest while I was in Florida that had a black background. And it was actually seashells, and I went crazy for it. I loved it so much, and I thought, you know what? I am going to incorporate some dark backgrounds, because y'all know me. I'm the queen of a light colored background. I love the art to speak for itself, but the black really, really looks good. So we're gonna work with that. This is kind of just a section of the pumpkin. And we'll clean up that edge either with the orange or just fill it in with black when we're done. So let me just get this side. This looks so good on the black, doesn't it? Loving it. Loving it. We're gonna come back and just slap on a little more of the orange and some highlight and shadowy colors to give our pumpkin some dimension. So guys, we're having a challenge coming up this month. I think it starts, oh heavens, September 13th. I cannot wait to show you the piece. I actually posted it, and if somebody will remind me when we're done, I will go up front and grab it and show you what it's actually a 4-day challenge, what our challenge piece is gonna be. It does kind of make it look like shadows, doesn't it? So it's kind of a fall mason jar or vase with sunflowers and pumpkins and stuff. Super cute little art piece that we're gonna do together in the challenge. It's a $10 challenge. Step by step together in this month. So I'm gonna get this first coat of orange on. Ooh. The black background is fantastic, isn't it? It's not like me, but I might be the new me. The new me for fall. Totally loving also the color combination of navy blue and orange this season. Oh, so we're gonna let that dry. I'm gonna paint in the cute little stem real quick. Just gonna get another brush. Felicia, I painted this black. Yeah, I just painted it black. It was a white canvas, see? White canvas, and I just put a coat of black, Anita's black on it. So I'm gonna use the raw umber and just base in the stem, and we're gonna make this pop too. This is just a ground coat color, so we're gonna add some shadowing to make this really stand out. Just bear with me. Hang loose. Totally digging it. It does, doesn't it? Loving it. Y'all like my palette? If you're just getting here, I had a whole stack of, I like to use like little styrofoam plates. I also have a plastic palette somewhere that I couldn't find either. Show. Using what I have, using what's close. So we're gonna do that stem down in. So we're gonna carry that stem up just a little. Don't try to get it all done or get it perfect on this layer because we are adding in more color. So I am gonna bring down the little skinny part of that stem. We'll bring it around to there. Okay. Now, let's get to the business. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my original brush, get the water off. I'm gonna go into this dark red color. It's the Heritage Brick. And I'm gonna add some shadowing detail to our pumpkin. Now, I'm totally digging the way you can see the black through the orange to the background, and so I'm not going to like try to cover up every square inch because I do kind of like the way that looks, but I'm gonna go in and just hit cooperate. So I'm gonna do the same thing here. Just take some of that red on the of each pumpkin. It's kind of blurry. Is it blurry for y'all? I don't know what's going on. It might be weather related, although it is not bad weather here. But I'm not showing any interruptions, so I don't know. Okay, so the light, so I'm gonna go back to this side with the red, because the light's hitting like right here. So just go in and add, I'm gonna add a little bit more to that bigger section. Yeah, that's probably the problem. There's crappy weather everywhere, isn't there? All right, so now I'm gonna just use the same brush. I'm gonna go into this yellow color with the red still on the other side. And I'm gonna add a little bit of just, oops, that was excessive. Hang on. A little bit of yellow. That is gilded oak. I don't think I'm getting enough water on my brush. So we'll go right here. I'm gonna go into the orange again. So I'm just fiddling, guys. I don't have really a plan. A little tiny bit of white. Still using that same dirty brush. Let's do it again. The paint is really kind of drying on this piece of plastic here. It's Heritage Brick. The red color is Heritage Brick. I'm just throwing a little bit of white on each section. This is super cool. Whoops, that was excessive. All right, more water. Go back to the yellow. Got paint on my arm. And let's see, we'll do here, here, and here. A little more red on here. Isn't it cool? It is starting to kind of come to life, isn't it? Now I'm gonna get some white just on the corner. Blend it into your dirty old brush. All those colors are mixed in really nicely. Just add just a little swoop. Now I'm gonna just go into that original orange a little bit and just add a few brush strokes to just kind of give it a kind of a rustic look, I guess. Hey, I'm digging that. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Is it a little bright here? I like it. Okay, so I am gonna go now and let's work on the stem. I'm gonna add a little green because the green is gonna help that stem pop. That's pretty. Green is gonna help that stem pop, so I'm gonna get some of that green on my palette. And I think I'm gonna add a little bit of brown again first on the big part of the stem, and then we'll blend the green into the wet. And some white too, probably. So let's go into the green. See if we can make it really stand out. Oh yeah. Now we're talking. Green again. The green is avocado. Kind of taking that green into the sections of the pumpkin a little. Add a little brown. That green looks good. Can you guys see that green? Looks super awesome. So I'm going to take that green on my brush and go around. I need some more water on my brush. A little bit of brown. I'm just going back and forth with colors, guys, just kind of by eyeball. You know, I'm just kind of eyeballing it and saying, hey, I need a little something there, needs a little something there. I'm going to get a tiny bit of white. I'm gonna blend it into my brush a little. And I'm gonna come over here on one side and just really loosey-goosey add a smidge of that white along the left side of the green. Along the left side of the green. Kind of blend it in. Kind of liking that, man. All right, I'm gonna get a smaller brush and kind of add some curly cues. Now the avocado green is awesome. So I'm gonna roll into that green. Need a little bit more water. And I'm just gonna take my little stem around. And over. I need to go into this brown again. A little bit of white on just the tippy point, and just, I'm gonna flip this around a little, add just a little bit of highlight here and there with white. You don't wanna have a ton of white on your bristles. Kind of rub that in because you don't want it to be a stark white line. You just kind of wanna be able to highlight that just a little, do a little finger painting here and there. Get some brown. Make it a little messy. It's a stem, by the way, so don't try to make it perfect. A little bit of white on that curly part of the stem. Dudes, this is cool. I need to look, stand back, take a little peek, see if there's anything else I want to change. I'm adding a little bit of dark brown above where the stem is kind of circling around the front, just as a little shadow. So I'm futzing. So guys, if you're in the Shattered Circle membership, this template will be in the guide sometime tomorrow. Now don't be too hard on me because I'm having surgery in the morning. I was supposed to have a month ago and it had to be delayed because I had an infection. So I'm having not a surgery so much as just a, what do you want to call it? Just a little something. Outpatient, no big deal. So give me some grace. That is so stinking cute. I love it. So now the question, and that's all there is to it. So we basically used black on our background and we used raw umber, white, bright orange, which is burnt orange. We use heritage brick, the gilded oak, avocado green, and made ourselves a cute little pumpkin. Yes, a procedure. Thank you, Debbie. I don't know what's wrong with me. My brain and my mouth do not like each other, but look how I left some of that black peeking through between those pumpkin sections. That really makes a huge difference to me. I think that really kind of makes it. It looks super cool. Check out the stem. I'm trying to see if you can see it. So check out that stem too. Easy. Don't try to like make things perfect. Just kind of be a little messy and let it go. So now I think what I'm going to do, I don't really even want to add glass to this, truth be told, but I did bring a couple of these like green vitriograph things, and I just don't know if Yes, I had a colonoscopy a couple of months ago, and I have diverticulitis, I had polyps, I had all sorts of issues that we're trying to figure out now. So now we need to decide, do we just want to throw a tiny bit of resin on here and really make these colors pop? Or should we add maybe a tiny bit of clear glass in some of the sections? Yeah, 15 minutes maybe. And then maybe add a few of these like pieces, but I just don't know. I don't know if I love this so much on this background that I don't even know if we should add glass to it. Shame on me for that, right? But, I don't really care for this. I don't think it fits. I don't think it looks that great. Maybe one little piece. I don't think any of these are doing it for me. So I think what we may do is do a tiny bit of clear, maybe in like right here around the edges, and then we'll throw some resin on and let it be. So maybe just because I'm using Starfire, which is perfectly clear, all the color underneath will show through, and you won't be hiding any of the beautiful. Yeah, I don't like the vitrograph either. So we're just gonna add a tiny bit of glass. Add a little bit along the edge. And you know what? Here's the deal. Once we get the resin on it, if we hate it, you know what we can do, right? I've never ever in my life done that, but we could scrape that stuff right off. So let's see how this works out. Yeah, I don't think it does either, but I'm adding it because that's the story of my life. And I think it's gonna turn out well anyway, so we're just going to go with it and see what happens. All right, so this will not show up like it looks. Hang with me for 10 minutes and I'm gonna prove it to you. This is really going to kind of disappear. The color of the canvas is gonna pop through, and this is just gonna give it an added dimension. Exactly, some frost on the pumpkin, Mary. That is exactly what it is. So let me grab gloves, and then we're gonna pour our resin, and I'm thinking a half an ounce. This is a 4x12, but I'm thinking we need very little. Yeah, we could scoop it off if we hate it. I'm gonna do a 1/4 ounce in this cup. And a 1/4 ounce of hardener in this cup. And my guess is we'll have enough to do another one. That is my guess. So, if I used orange glass, Judy, it would cover up the pumpkin and you wouldn't be able to see all this detail that I created with my paintbrush. So the fact that we're using clear glass is going to allow, let me separate those just a little. It's gonna allow the paint colors to show through and still have that pizzazz that the glass brings to the dance. So, I wanna make sure you guys can see this. We'll bring it down a little, and I'm gonna pour some resin. If you're a member, I just said a few minutes ago, Paula, I'm having a procedure tomorrow, but if you're a member, you will find the tracer and the supply list in the guides sometime tomorrow after my procedure is done. Okay? So give me a little bit of time to get that procedure done. And then I will get that uploaded for you guys. So that was hardener. Now we got resin. And make it easy for you too, Irene. You know, it's like coloring in a coloring book, really. And with this, it was really kind of about just letting things go and not trying for everything to be perfect. All right, where is it? Okay, so I'm gonna dump my hardener. I'm gonna do it up here, so don't freak out, okay? I'm gonna dump it into 1 cup. I promise not to spill, make y'all nervous. Oh, I'm not gonna tell you that I spilled. So we'll scrape all that in to our cup. Look, got a little spillage right there. I'm just gonna wipe it up. And now I'm gonna stir this. I'm gonna get something smaller than this because that is almost too big for my little cup. So I'm gonna use, actually, I'm gonna use a palette knife, just this little plastic palette knife because I can just wipe that off of there. So we're gonna stir for 3 minutes. So while I'm stirring this little resin, scraping my sides and the bottom, is there somebody out there, I didn't know if Catherine or Rima is there, can somebody time me for 3 minutes and let me know when 3 minutes is up? Pretty please. And then I can chit chat with you guys if anybody has any questions. The black really does make it pop, doesn't it? And I was just telling everybody a few minutes ago that I saw there was a piece of art. Thank you, Catherine. Wasn't sure if you were here or not. I saw a piece of art in the house we were staying in Destin. It was actually shells, and it was massive. It was a huge piece of art, and the background was black. And then they had painted on the seashells, starfish and seashells on the black, and it popped. It just popped so much, and I loved it so much, and I vowed then and there that we were going to make some art with a black background. Welcome, Stephanie from Georgia. Welcome, welcome. So we're going to stir this for 3 minutes, scraping the sides. If anybody has a question, now's a great time. You have my undivided attention for 3 minutes. 3 minutes. So I know it looks like, if you're new here, it looks like I've ruined it by adding glass, but I'm gonna show you in just a minute that the resin is gonna take that glass down into the background, and the colors of thank you, June, the colors of the pumpkin are gonna pop right through to the, and show the colors of the background. Yes, Michelle, the calendar is in the announcements on our Facebook page, and it also went in the email. So you should have got an email, and it's posted in the group. I just painted the sides black, Becky. They probably need a little touch up. They have a little bit of runoff, so I'm gonna be super careful not to have any glass running off the sides. And so I'll clean that off with my alcohol wipes so that I can fix that later. I could probably do it now, but I don't wanna stop stirring, I'll get in trouble. No, Elaine, I don't want it to go down the sides because to me that's a waste of resin, and resin is expensive. And so I just micromanage it. I just use a little less resin, and I don't like flood my canvas with resin. I'm pretty sure I have Starfire right now. The light is blaring in my eyes, but I'm 100% sure I have clear and Starfire, if that's what you were looking for. Yes, Gertrude is on, the giraffe is on the website for the Shattered Circle folks. Bought a sweater. Pam bought a sweater hoping it would just get cool. Thank you, Catherine. So Catherine says time is up. So what I'm gonna do, oh my goodness, I can tell already that's gonna make this pop really nice. He is cute, isn't he? So I'm gonna start with my glass. I'm gonna drizzle this resin over this Starfire glass. And it's gonna take, oh, that's gonna be awesome. It's gonna really push it back. So the glass is more like an accent and it doesn't really stand out as much as it looks like when it is just laying there. And if we hate it, we scrape it. But I don't foresee hating it. I like it already. Looks good. So we'll do this side. Drizzle, drizzle. Yes, I like it too. Just a touch, just a little touch of glass. I just feel like it would be wrong not to, not to add glass. I don't always add glass to everything I do, but just felt like we needed to do it. So I'm super excited. I don't know if you missed it earlier. I was talking about our 4-day challenge coming up. I posted it about a week ago, just a picture, a sneak peek of it. And it is a vase of sunflowers and a pumpkin. And I'm super excited to be teaching that later this month in our $10 challenge. So that was a ½ ounce of resin. Okay, so I'm just gonna blend out to the edges with my knife. That was the perfect amount of resin, guys. Really makes that pop. I'm gonna use my fingers. Yes. Just spread it. And also, guys, I wanna tell you that I did get the countertop finished today in my studio, the countertop with resin. So I'm gonna go live tomorrow. I want it to dry so that we can look at it really close up and talk about it and touch it and stuff. So tomorrow, well, maybe not tomorrow. It depends on how I feel after my procedure. I'm not gonna make any promises, but if I don't go live tomorrow, I promise I will go live on Friday and show you the countertop. And then we're actually putting together a little document telling you the process of what I did to create that countertop. So hold on for that. So that looks great. I'm sorry, but that looks spectacular. I'm super pleased with how that turned out. I'm gonna put my gloves here and I'm gonna grab an alcohol wipe, and it just takes practice to use that amount of resin. That's okay. It just takes practice. I've been using resin for over 10 years, so it just takes practice. So give yourself some grace and don't worry too much about it. You're better off having a little too much resin than not enough. So don't stress it if you are struggling with that. I've got lots of practice, okay? So now I'm just gonna use my little torch and pop those bubbles. That's about all it's gonna take right there. Boom. and it's done. I stinking love it. I love it. You'll get better, Mary, or who said Lisa? You'll get better. I promise you will get better. When I first started, I used too much resin too, and I was spending a ton of money on resin. I was like, this has got to go. This has got to get better. And I just got better and better and better. And it just takes a little work, a little practice. So give yourself grace. Check this out. Check it out. So here is, I'm gonna start at the top. See how that resin really makes those colors pop. Oh my goodness. And what did that take me? The whole process, half an hour, 30 minutes-ish, without all the chit chat. This is stunning. I love it.